Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my South Jersey journey. I'm Jacob Hackett. You just briefly heard from a guest from KYW News Radio. She told you about her editing career as a reporter. Now you're going to hear from someone different. He is a traffic reporter on KYW News Radio 1060. Please welcome traffic reporter. I'm not sure if he does anything else. We'll dive into that. Kyree Moses.
Thank you for having me, Jacob. Glad to be here.
Thank you for being here. As I said, you are a traffic reporter for KYW still, correct?
That is correct. 3 years now.
How many years?
3 years now. It'll be 3 years in June.
Right, because, and we'll talk about the I meant to talk about the pandemic with Sharon, how that's changed, but I'll talk about that with you. And you've, so give people, Kyree, give them a sense of where'd you start, where'd you come from?
Yeah, so I'm born and raised in Philly. I live in Bucks County now, so, still in the area. I went to Chestnut Hill College for communications. I've always wanted to do TV, radio, especially in the city I'm from. So that's what I've been able to do at KYW. Again, I've been there now 3 years, and it's really been a dream come true. So it's really a blessing, and things have been different the past year with the pandemic. So, we can get into that too. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I was doing TV for a while as well. For CBS 3, I was doing the traffic on TV. I haven't done TV in a year, but I'm trying to get back into that very soon. So I've got my fingers crossed for that.
Oh, of course, we know Chandler Lutz left.
Yeah. There was a lot going on with that. So she was very good at what she did. So hopefully we'll see more of her soon at some point. Who knows?
I just, when I was putting this together, I thought, I listened to Kyree on the radio doing the news. I wonder if he would be a good guest, and here we are. You and I haven't told you too much about myself. We've come from similar backgrounds. I do radio down here for an oldie stations, very much similar to WOGL, but we're WIBG in Ocean City, and that's where I come from. So I do like little news cut-ins for news reports. I'm on there DJing. I'm DJing on the side. So yeah, you and I come from similar backgrounds.
That is excellent. Yeah, I love doing radio. It's a very
it's relaxed.
It is relaxing. It is relaxing. You get to express yourself and, show your personality. And I love doing it. I hope to do it for many more years.
Yes, me too. And we'll get into the pandemic and similarities in a moment. But I'll just tell you, when the pandemic started, I worked my last event in February. They finally said, "Oh, we're ready to bring you back. Do you want to work from home?" I said,
"Wow,
okay, sounds good, but it's not what you know. You're not in a studio. You're working from home." I was actually producing a show. I wasn't even behind the mic. It was like, it's like a whole new world.
It's different, isn't it?
Oh gosh, yeah. It's like, what's this about? I don't know this.
I've been at home for a year. I never thought that I'd ever work from home for a year, but that's what I've been doing. You have, unfortunately, a lot more technical difficulties when you're not in the professional studio and you're kind of just in your living room, doing the traffic. But we've been able to make it work, and we're very grateful for that. Now, we just went back in the studio after a year working from home, so that was great to be able to have more than one computer screen, which I have at home. We have all the technology, and I got to go back and see everybody. So it's good to go back. I'm very fortunate though that I was able to work from home. You know, everybody can't do that. So that was great, but there's nothing like being back in the studio physically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's nothing like it. And I mean, like I said to you, I was producing a show in the summer. Uh, and you know this, September things got bad again, so I wasn't working. So
Yeah.
so in January, I did an interview. I interviewed somebody, and I was like sitting. I did it from a friend's house, and I'm sitting there. I am like nervous because you know you haven't done it in so long. I was rusty.
Yeah, you do get rough. You do. You know what I mean? When you take a lot, especially when you take a break like that, that's how I was when I would do TV, like when there was a long break in between. It's tough to get back into it. So I know what you mean with that. I completely understand that.
Yeah, and I mean I've done some things here and there, but now that things are finally picking up, curving, whatever you like to call it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll get back to what I knew and trying to find a regular job during the day, but it's like you're ready to get back, but it's time to burn the rust off. Uh,
Exactly. That's exactly right. I hear you.
so tell the viewers watching this, how did you get into radio, TV?
Yeah. So after I graduated from Chestnut Hill College, again, I went for communications. I started working at the U.S. Traffic Network, which is located in Malvern, Chester County. And that was my first, I guess, foot in the door in this business, because what we would do is we would basically provide traffic information to the local TV stations and the radio stations. So we did it for KYW, we did it for Channel 6. They had producers there, but we were kind of, talking to state police about information, and we'd give them, all the information we had that was traffic related, and they would take that and they would go on air. So with that job, I was able to make connections with people that worked at the TV stations. And I was eventually, after a year of working at the US Traffic Network, I had an interview at KYW, and the interview went well. And I started there in 2018. And I've been working there ever since. And if it wasn't for the US Traffic Network, I don't know if I ever would have started at KYW. So I am very grateful for that job, because that basically helped me get where I am today. And once I started at KYW, remember, we used to be in the same building as CBS3. We're not anymore, but we used to be. So I made connections on the TV side. And then I was able to start doing that in 2019, which was a dream come true, to be on air in the city I'm from. So that was excellent, because as you know, in this business, you often have to move from city to city to get your start. So the fact that I was lucky enough to do that here was kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity. But the pandemic, I haven't done TV in like a year, but I am working on it. And hopefully I'll be on a screen near you soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Where would you be, Channel 3 again?
I would love to be back there. Great station, great people. But we'll see where I land up. Not too sure just yet. Can't say. But wherever it takes me, right?
Yes, that's like I say, wherever it takes you. And I've been in radio for a very young age. I started out doing commercials,
Yeah.
and I did hits on law, like events, and I left. And then I thought, this is fun. I think I want to come back. And
Yeah.
sure enough, I did. So, you know, for the kids watching this, hey, you will come back. I did, you did. We're
Yeah. And KYW, we are in the same building as other radio stations, because we're all a part of the same company. So it's WIP is there with us. B101 is there. I think it's 96.5 is there as well. So it's just one big radio family, but the building is so empty right now, because so many people still working from home. And the remote work is it's cool, but like I said, there's nothing like being
Exactly.
physically.
Exactly. Like I found I found, as we all did in the beginning of this, I found remote to be a challenge
Me too. I 100% agree.
because
Yeah.
you don't know, and it's oh, it'll only be like this for 6 weeks, and 6 weeks came and gone, and here I am just now getting back into it.
Yeah, and it turned into a whole year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a challenge for us. It was really a challenge. I mean, we made it work, and people call us. We have the tip line at 215-724-1060, and that's how they give us traffic tips. And we're still doing that from home, but it's when you're answering the phone on the computer as opposed to the actual phone, and you're doing a million things, it's just not as easy. And that's kind of been the challenge. So people have called us a little bit less because our setup is now different. So we're trying to get it back to the old way so we don't lose all of our tipsters at that number, because they really depend on us for that. So we still have it going on, but it's just been a lot different. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, you said it. It is what it is. Any mentors? I know you probably have a ton
Yeah, I
working
do.
at CBS 3. You
Mhm.
work with some of the best people in the business.
Yeah.
Really, plenty of veterans. Yuki, and I
Mhm.
could go on, but
Yuki Washington is incredible, and he's one of the nicest people that you will ever meet. And he definitely is one of my mentors, and he helped me um, with a lot of tips when I was doing TV. So I cherish that. And he's just an all-around great guy, and I learned a lot from him in that year that I was working at KYW and was still in the same building as CBS3. Again, I hate not being in the same building as them anymore because I don't really get to run into the TV people anymore. But he is a great guy, a great mentor. I learned so much from him, and definitely a legend in this city, and he always will be. Another mentor is Glenn Hurricane Schwartz from Channel 10, who's been a meteorologist there for I don't know how many years now. I met him back in 2008 when I was a part of a meteorology program that he did with students. That was when I was initially trying to be a meteorologist, but I ended up not going for that. But yeah, he's been a mentor of mine for a while. And I saw him, last time I saw him was about 2 years ago when I had an interview with Channel 10 for a position there. And he still loves the weather, and he always will. That's his passion, and he's really one of the best meteorologists that we have in this city, and we're so lucky to have him working here. So again, he's the best, a great mentor to me. I still talk to him from time to time, and hopefully maybe we'll be working together at some point down the line.
I mean, technically, here I go using technical terms now. Technically, you do work together because tell the
That's right.
viewers, you
That's
can
right.
help me.
KYW.
You can help me with this KYW
Yes.
and now wait a minute, I'm
Mhm.
confused. KYW is CBS
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
NBC is doing the weather. Can you explain that a little?
Yes, so KYW and CBS3 were partners for years. I mean, I don't know how many years, but it's been
Okay, I remember.
at least yeah, at least since I was born, KYW and CBS3 were partners. They were in the same building, and they were, basically working together and were the same thing. Well, that partnership ended about 2 years ago, and Channel 10 is now our new partner station. So they do our weather reports now on KYW. So you'll hear Glenn Hurricane Schwartz and the other meteorologists from Channel 10 when you're listening to KYW News Radio. Again, it used to be CBS3. That's no longer the case. So we're happy to be working with the people at NBC 10. They're great. The partnership is amazing. And we're just going to continue to build and grow the relationship going forward. You know what I mean? And it opens up more opportunities for a lot of people as well.
Right. And I'll go back to Yuki for just a second and we'll talk
Sure.
about other mentors. I reached out to Yuki. I was I do a lot of charity work, like for
Mhm.
special needs, autism. I have
Yeah.
special needs myself, and I reached out to Yuki, told him what I was doing. Of course, I've never met him. I just much like you, you know, following you all these years, and Yuki. So I reached out to Yuki on his personal Facebook page, and I said, Yuki, here's what I'm doing. Can you help me? He said, give me a script of what I'm supposed to say. And I believe Channel 3 pulled through for me. And he gave us something. But that's what's nice is these people that you see on television,
Mhm.
like yourself on radio, are, are just as nice in person as they are on
Yeah.
television that you're seeing
I
day in, day out, night in, night out.
Yeah, I've learned that they are very nice and they've all been a great help. And like I said, Yuki will do anything for anybody. That's just the kind of guy that he is. Everybody loves him. And, you can always go up to him and talk to him. You know what I mean? Anything you need, he's there for you. That's just who he is as a person. And everybody just loves him. And we're all, just huge fans of him. So it's really great.
Anyone else in like the weather department over at CBS 3 News?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Matt Peterson is a meteorologist there. He's great. I was able to work with him when I was doing the mornings at CBS 3. I haven't met the newer meteorologists. You probably see her on, Larissa, I think Abreu is how she says her last name. She's been there now a year. And she's been there like a year now. I haven't met her yet. And then Kate Bilo in the evenings, who works with Yuki Washington. She's awesome. Just a great meteorology team there at CBS 3.
And of course, I know you worked with Katie, because Katie Fellinger.
Yeah, Katie Fellinger. Yep, she was a meteorologist there for a while. Now she's doing other projects. But yeah, people miss her. She was great. She was great, but she's doing other projects now, and we're supporting her with that as well. And she's doing a great job doing those projects.
And
She's a very multi-talented person. That's what Katie Fellinger is, multi-talented.
and when I was thinking about having you on, I saw you two had a lot of fun together in the mornings.
Hmm. Yeah, that's how they like it in the mornings. They want, it's a lot of news going on, but they want to be fun and light if they can, because there's so much news going on. So if they can bring some entertainment and laughs to the viewers, that's always nice first thing in the morning, especially with all the news and everything that's going on.
Oh
You got to
yeah.
have fun, light stuff going on. That's really what they try to do in all the morning shows.
And I don't mean to sound very negative here, but there's a lot of violence in this country. Billy,
Yeah, it's bad. It's got to stop. I mean, 2020, we had 499 homicides in the city of Philadelphia, and now it's the middle of May, and we're closing in on 200. So there's a lot that has to be done, and a lot that has to change, because it's really getting out of control. It's happening in a lot of major cities, but Philly is up there too, and it's only going to get worse, unfortunately, if there's not a big change. So we'll see what the next move is.
change needs to be enforced.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
And
it can't go on forever, and I'm all about positivity and bringing positive spins, and I did not at all mean to go there. It's just we were talking about morning news, and that popped in my brain.
yeah, this is the worst I've seen it. This is the worst I've seen. I mean, we're not even halfway through the year, and 188 homicides. We had 20 some people shot just this past weekend in the city
Yeah,
of
I read that.
Philadelphia.
A bunch of, I don't remember the number yesterday, but a bunch of people were shot yesterday.
Yeah, Monday was really bad too. The weekend violence kind of just spilled into the work week, and with the weather only getting warmer, we know how that is.
I hate to say this too, but the warmer the weather gets, the more violent people get.
Unfortunately,
Of course, I was not at all. It's really getting bad, and
yeah,
as you said, we have to put an end to this. You see, the pandemic's coming to an end. After that, let's start putting an end to violence
Yeah,
because
and
I was about
unfortunately, yeah,
South Atlantic City, and it's I would be very hesitant to say it's getting better there when I don't even know if it is or not. So
yeah, and unfortunately, with the kids being out of school, that's
yeah,
affected the crime rate. That's really affected the crime rate because they're not. Some of them are physically not in school, so it's hopefully we can get them back in the classroom soon and lower that violence because they're only getting younger and younger. The ones, unfortunately, that are being killed, and some of the ones even committing the crimes.
yeah, yeah. I shake my head. You hear the stories about, oh, there was a shooting here in Colorado. There
Yeah,
was there was a shooting Saturday night in Times Square, New York, for crying out loud. I said, what the heck
yeah.
are people
I think a
doing?
child was
The
involved in that
child,
one.
yeah, the
Yeah,
child and two other people. But come on, these innocent children. Uh, let's get with the program, people.
yeah,
Stop the violence because
yeah,
I've been alive for 22 years and this is the worst I have seen it in my lifetime. It is
yeah.
getting out of control, very bad. Let's fix it. This is getting very, very distraught and it's making people very angry.
I agree. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Hopefully something will be done to end it once and for all.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
have to see what happens.
yeah, please. Yeah, you said it. So, have you done, next question, have you done any news reporting? Like, I know you've done traffic forever.
Mhm.
Have you done
Yeah,
like news?
yeah. It's been all 3 years of all traffic, and that's my next goal is to eventually do some of the news reporting as well, whether I'm out in the field or whether I'm anchoring on KYW. That's the goal down the line. So it hasn't happened yet, but I think I will be getting there at some point. Hopefully, I think I have. I think I have what it takes to do that. So that's hopefully coming soon, and I'm working on it. Definitely am because I love doing the traffic, and I see myself doing that for a very very long time. But I also want to expand on the skills that I have. So I think it'll take a little while, but I'll get there.
Right. Yeah, so are you a fill-in on traffic or are you what do you do in the traffic department?
Right now, well, we're again back in the studio, and producers are staying at home though because they don't want two people in the traffic center right now. They're not quite ready to have two people doing that. So we do the reports on the twos still every 10 minutes. And each report is between 1 and 2 minutes. It just depends on how much time we have with the station. But yeah, 1 to 2 minute reports. And we basically just cover the area highways and as well as the busy streets in between. And that's really about it. And we've been doing that now for a while. We're still 24-hour traffic center. So even at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. or whatever the case may be, you will hear a traffic report on KYW News Radio. People think, people aren't out at that time, but they are. And some of our worst crashes happen in the middle of the night. So it's great that we do the traffic at that hour because people are stuck, believe it or not, even though people think no one's out, we have some really nasty overnight accidents that will shut down a highway. So I'm glad that we have that opportunity to let people know because people get in the car at that time and they think they're not going to run into anything. And sometimes that's not just the case, especially on Friday nights and Saturday nights when people are out. Things are opening back up now. So traffic has been busy again because restrictions are starting to be lifted. And I was going to add that people are still afraid to take mass transit. So what does that mean? They're driving. And now it's back to gridlock everywhere like it was before the pandemic. In some cases, traffic has been worse now than it was before the pandemic even happened. Again, like I said, people not wanting to get on that train is why we're seeing the roads busier. We'll see if SEPTA ever recovers from this, because it may never be the same for them, unfortunately.
And I pray to God it does, because
Yeah.
you know, crashes, it's it makes you sad when you hear
Yeah.
like a senseless car accident that is completely out of your control. Um, uh, I'm
Yeah,
real-
crashes are up big time in our area. They are up big time. But I heard today that the boulevard cameras are helping a little bit. It is slowing people down. I guess so many people got a ticket that they're saying, forget it, I guess I'll just drive slower. It's still one of the most dangerous stretches in the country, but hopefully the cameras can cut down on some of those accidents.
yeah, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, if this will probably be one of my last questions, and then I'll just ask my own personal questions.
Sure.
If you could give anyone advice, anyone going to school, like in college now, I know this is a big week for graduations, but anyone, freshman, sophomore, junior.
Yeah.
If you could give them advice, what would it be?
I would tell them to follow your dreams, never give up. And the most important thing, especially for this field, is you don't want to leave college without a demo video reel. Jobs want to see your ability on air. So if you can look into a college that has a TV station or a radio station, that is your best bet. Have that reel. You want to leave college with that reel, so these jobs can see what you can do on air, because that's the most important thing. And the other most important thing that I would tell them is connections, connections, connections. You always want to have connections in this business. Without that, it's very difficult. So you can make those connections by getting internships at a TV station or a radio station, and write their emails down, get their contact information, and stay in contact with them. So video reel and connections, very important. And that's what people need to know when they're leaving college.
Yeah, if you want to get in this field, you've heard it from someone who's been there. Yeah.
It's who you know. It's who you know. That's a huge part of it.
Exactly, and I have said that forever.
It's
Who
you
you
know.
know, not what you know.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.